Southern Miss is going to recruit their players. And I really don't see that whoever wins this game is going to really have that much a recruiting advantage, because it all goes down to relationships. And in this day and age, recruiting is very highly sophisticated, and it is about relationships. And I don't think many high school athletes out there are going to not go to an institution because their rival school beat them that year. So I don't believe that. But other than that, I think it's great for those institutions.
What did Coach Fedora have to say when this decision came down?
Well, he was really excited. I mean, he was a real proponent of it, and the states that he's been at, in Florida, they played Florida State every year, and when he was at Oklahoma, of course, Oklahoma game for them, but he was all for it. He was real excited.
What was it like whenever it finally came down? I know it'd be a hard-fought situation to finally get this, and get Ole Miss and Mississippi State on the field to finally find out what's going to happen. What was it like for really that play?
Well, we've really been pleased because, it's something that I just think it's important. And I go back to, I love the game of football, and I just think that rivalries make it. And I know in the state of Florida, I was there back in the early days when Florida State started playing, and the same situation that we have in Mississippi. And you look at high school football in the state of Florida, and high school football in the state of Mississippi is great. We got to protect the game, and I think one of the ways you can protect the game is by playing in state rivalries, just because of the media exposure, everybody talking about it, and every kid in this state is going to be talking about it. Just like every kid in this state talks about the Ole Miss Mississippi State game every year, you're now going to be talking about the Southern Miss Mississippi State game in that same year. So it just helps expose football the way it needs to be exposed to keep the game where we want it to be.
I know about the door being open. Do you hope this opens the door to Ole Miss games?
I just hope that the door will always be open for an opportunity to play these type of games, because, as I said, it's a win-win. There's no one that loses in these types of situations, and we know what the economy is, and we know what travel costs are, and we can see our stadiums when we don't play in a opponent like an in-state rivalry, and we can just you can tell what it is. And, I just think from that standpoint, it's going to be very positive for everybody, and I would hope the door is always open to play these types of games.
I know it's early, but you guys have mentioned that it wasn't the best kept secret. Have you been able to gauge any of your fan base's reaction or notice any of the attention that it's gotten so far?
I think our fans are, excited about it because they remember, and that's where I go back to rivalries. Fans, they can get upset and talk about all this stuff, but at the end of the day, I've got one of my best friends in the state of Mississippi is a Mississippi State graduate, and I love the guy, and we got a great relationship, and he was all for it because he remembered, it's just all about competition. At the end of the day, it's a game, and it gives people both schools an opportunity to come together, and I know the suites at Mississippi State will be full of Southern Miss people that have been invited up there by their friends, and when they come to our stadium, it's going to be the same way. And they're going to be everybody tailgating together because each school has friends in each institution. So, I just think it's going to be, it's great for everybody, and we're going to have a lot of fun with it.
Is there any way that something can change and this game could get scheduled earlier, like cancellations? Have you guys even talked about that, or is that?
We really haven't talked about that, and I don't know where Greg is on his schedule. We're not, it sounds like he's, in pretty good shape. We kind of try to keep some openings. One of the ways we've been able to get some of these, the Virginia home and home, the Kansas home and home is kind of laying back and waiting. When a team gets in a bind, may have a cancellation, has an opening where we may be able to get a home and home. So we don't try to fill up that far ahead like Mississippi State may be doing. So I just don't know. But on our standpoint, we probably may have more holes to fill than they may have.